The mystery of the pursuing man. Why do some men in committed relationships still chase other women? It's not just about lust. It's not just about selfishness. It's something much deeper, something hidden in the unconscious mind. If you've ever been pursued by a man who already has a partner, you know how confusing it can feel. One moment, he seems genuinely drawn to you, interested, attentive, even conflicted. The next, he retreats back to his relationship as if nothing happened. So what's really going on here? Is it about you? Is it about him? Or is it about something buried deep inside his psyche, a force he doesn't fully understand himself? This isn't a story about cheating alone. It's a story about patterns, repetition, invisible currents that guide human behavior in ways we rarely notice until we step back and look at the bigger picture. Renowned psychologist Carl Jung called these currents the unconscious mind, the vast unseen part of ourselves that shapes our choices, emotions, and desires, often without our awareness. When a man in a committed relationship seeks someone else, it's rarely about love in its pure form. It's about something primal, something deeply psychological. It's a drive that pulls him toward what he's missing within himself, a longing he can't satisfy in his current life. At the center of this hidden dynamic lies the anima, what Jung described as the unconscious feminine ideal in every man. This is not about biology. It's not about preference. It's something far more archetypal, far more ancient. Anima represents the mystery, allure, and emotional intensity that draw a man toward qualities he finds intoxicating but cannot consciously name. When a man becomes captivated by another woman while already in a relationship, he's often projecting this internal longing onto her. She is not just a person, she is the embodiment of all that he has denied in himself or his current life. She symbolizes adventure, freedom, tenderness, passion, or the emotional depth he suppresses in order to fit into the role he believes society expects of him. The attraction can feel electric, irresistible, and intense because it taps into forces far older than conscious thought. It is, in essence, a psychological mirror. He's not truly seeing her as she is. He's seeing a reflection of the parts of himself he has yet to claim, explore, or integrate. But here's the catch. No real person can carry the weight of someone else's unconscious projections. No matter how charismatic or empathetic she may be, the woman he pursues is, in many ways, an idea rather than a person, a canvas for the missing pieces of his own inner world. This is why these patterns are so confusing, so compelling, and so often destructive. The pull of anima is powerful, seductive, and invisible, so subtle that it can make even the wisest observer wonder, why can't he just choose? The answer lies not in who he is with, but in who he is within himself. Understanding this is the first step toward clarity, not just about him, but about the role you play in the story, and the boundaries you must set to protect your own heart. Projection, fantasy, and the illusion of connection. When a man becomes fixated on someone outside his committed relationship, he isn't truly seeing her. Not really. What he's captivated by is something far more elusive, the reflection of his own unclaimed self. He's seeing the tenderness he suppresses, the vulnerability he's trained himself to hide, the emotional depth he avoids claiming in his ordinary, structured life. He's drawn to the freedom he denies himself, the spontaneity, the curiosity, the unrestrained parts of his own psyche that feel dangerous to express in his everyday reality. In this dynamic, the other woman doesn't exist solely as an individual. She becomes a canvas for his unexpressed desires, a mirror for the life he longs to live but hasn't dared to claim. She embodies the parts of him he keeps locked away, the sensuality, the emotional honesty,
the daring spirit he believes would be unacceptable if fully revealed. It's intoxicating, it's seductive, it feels like chemistry. And to him it does, but the reality is far more psychological than romantic. What he experiences is projection, a powerful illusion where the qualities he craves inside himself are projected onto someone else, making her appear larger, brighter, more essential than she truly is. And here's the harsh truth. No real person can ever sustain that fantasy. It crumbles. It always does. Consider the man who leaves the comfort of stability for a free-spirited partner, only to find that unpredictability and independence he once adored eventually frustrate him. Or the one who risks marriage for someone who listens empathetically, only to withdraw when she leans on him emotionally in return. This is not grass is greener syndrome. This is an ancient psychological pattern repeating itself across time. It's anima, Jung's concept of the unconscious feminine ideal, calling him toward the unintegrated parts of himself. It's a pull he feels but rarely understands, a force urging him to explore and reclaim dimensions of his psyche he has neglected. And if he never confronts these inner voids, he'll chase this illusion again and again. Each new connection will feel electric, profound, and necessary, until reality intrudes, until he discovers that no person can fill the unclaimed spaces inside his own mind, until he realizes that the fulfillment he seeks must first be found within himself. Layered beneath this pattern lies the shadow, the hidden, denied aspects of his psyche, the anger, the neediness, the vulnerability society has taught him to suppress. These elements don't vanish simply because they are ignored. They fester, they grow quietly, shaping impulses and secret desires. They emerge in moments of temptation, in forbidden thrills, in the allure of someone unattainable. The shadow explains why men often act with contradiction. They may care for their primary partner while seeking passion elsewhere. They may love yet resent, crave yet retreat. The other woman becomes a stage upon which his repressed self can play, without ever confronting the deeper work he must do. Until he faces his own shadow, until he integrates the tenderness, freedom, and depth he has denied, he remains trapped, forever pursuing illusions, forever mistaking projection for connection, forever seeking outside what exists only within.
Compartmentalization, fear, and patterns from childhood. When a man seeks another woman while already in a committed relationship, it's rarely just about excitement, lust, or dissatisfaction with his partner. At its core, it's often a deeper, unconscious attempt to reclaim parts of himself that he has neglected, suppressed, or denied. His actions are a reflection of internal conflict, not merely external temptation. In this dynamic, his current partner frequently comes to symbolize duty, responsibility, and the structured life he has agreed to maintain. She represents the stability he has chosen or that society expects of him, the home, the family, the predictable routines. While he may genuinely care for her, the structure she embodies can feel confining, as though it restricts his authentic self from fully expressing itself. The other woman, by contrast, comes to symbolize freedom, authenticity, and the parts of life he longs to explore. She is untethered by the same obligations and expectations, not because she necessarily possesses something his partner lacks, but because she remains untainted by compromise, responsibility, and routine. To him, she appears as a vessel for the unclaimed desires, passions, and possibilities that exist within himself. This duality creates a psychological compartmentalization.
he assigns radically different roles to each relationship, keeping each woman in a separate box. One represents safety and duty, the other excitement and liberation. He splits himself as well, never fully integrating the different facets of his identity. The result is a man living two parallel lives, each partially authentic, but neither whole. It isn't merely infidelity, it's fear. Fear of intimacy, fear of showing up completely, fear of being fully seen, warts and all. True intimacy requires revealing vulnerability, uncertainty, and imperfection. For a man operating in compartmentalized modes, this level of exposure can feel dangerous or suffocating. He may love and care for his partner, but he also recoils from the depth that would be required to be fully present. Often these patterns have roots in childhood. Perhaps he witnessed a parent who equated responsibility with suffocation, teaching him that commitment inevitably limits freedom. Maybe he experienced emotional neglect, learning early that love was conditional, that he had to perform or adapt to earn approval. These early experiences imprint a blueprint for adult relationships, creating unconscious drives that push him toward repetition. The tragic irony is that by running from these inner conflicts, he ensures that no relationship can truly flourish. By keeping one foot perpetually out the door, he blocks the very connection he craves. The stability and love he resists are the same things he secretly desires. In attempting to escape the constraints of life and responsibility, he inadvertently creates a prison of his own making, one where no bond can develop, no love can be fully realized, and no sense of wholeness can be achieved. Until he confronts the roots of his fear, acknowledges his split, and integrates the parts of himself he has been running from, this cycle continues. Relationships become a stage for projection and avoidance rather than authentic connection. Each pursuit of another woman is a reflection of what he's avoiding within himself. And the ultimate heartbreak is that he cannot find fulfillment outside until he claims it within.
Your power, self-worth, and choosing yourself. And here's where your power comes in. When a man like this pursues you, when the intensity, the chemistry, and the allure seem irresistible, it's crucial to pause, take a step back, and look clearly at the dynamics at play. Don't get swept away by the illusion of connection or the thrill of being desired. Ask yourself the hard questions. Am I filling a void that he should be filling himself? Is he capable of seeing me fully, not as an idealized version of himself, not as someone to escape with, but as a real, complex human being with needs, desires, and boundaries of my own? Am I being truly loved, or am I being used as an emotional band-aid to soothe his unintegrated fears and unexpressed desires? These questions are not meant to shame or blame. They are a mirror, a tool to help you reclaim clarity, self-respect, and agency in a situation designed to confuse and manipulate emotions. Because you deserve more than being someone's escape, someone's secret, someone's temporary thrill. You deserve to be chosen, not partially, not conditionally, and not when it's convenient, but fully, openly, without caveats or hidden agendas. Jung reminds us that the unconscious drives much of human behavior. Until we make the unconscious conscious, it shapes our lives in ways we cannot fully control, and we mistakenly call it fate. In the case of a man divided between relationships, his pursuit isn't necessarily a reflection of your worth or desirability. It's a reflection of his own fragmentation. He is chasing something inside himself, projecting it outward, and expecting another person to fill a void only he can address. And while it may feel flattering, intoxicating, or even like destiny, you are not the solution to his psychological unrest. Your focus then should shift. It shouldn't be about fixing him, changing him, or proving your value in the theater of his divided psyche. Your focus should be on yourself, your worth, your boundaries, and your choices. Choose yourself. Choose the relationships that honor all of you, not just the parts someone else finds convenient, attractive, or useful. Choose the love that allows you to be fully seen, fully respected, and fully appreciated. This is not just wisdom, it is survival, self-respect, and liberation. The reality is that the most important love story you will ever have is not with him or anyone else, it is with yourself. It is the commitment you make to honor your emotions, your boundaries, and your integrity. It is the daily choice to nurture and protect your heart, to refuse to settle for being a temporary escape, and to insist on being a whole, vibrant presence in a life where your needs matter. So when you encounter a man who cannot fully commit, who reaches for you while holding on to someone else, remember, your power lies in clarity, self-awareness, and uncompromising self-love. Protect yourself, nurture yourself, and choose yourself every single time, because no one can value you as completely as you can. No one can choose you as intentionally as you can. And the life you deserve begins with the love you give yourself.